Hello again, Michael Friedrich here from beautiful North Carolina, and today I'm going to be shaving with a vintage Gillette razor. Today's razor is going to be a 1939 or later English flat bottom tech. So let me just assemble that and show you the pieces. It's the head, and I believe you can sort of date these a little bit by the design of the top cap. In this case, it has the single horizontal or vertical bar, depending how you hold it. I'm going to be shaving with a Gillette Silver Blue. We'll keep with the Gillette theme. Now the head is interesting because it actually has, which I don't know if you'll be able to see or not on camera, but it has at each corner a small little lip or edge to hold the blade in place. I've actually purchased a Rapira Tech clone, which I think is a terrible razor, but it sort of came basically free with a bunch of washcloth blades that I ordered. Exact same head style, but that did not hold the blade in at all because I think there's absolutely no center bar at all. I've just put the, let me just show you the base plate. There you go. This is a little bit rough in terms of the physical wear, but there is absolutely nothing wrong mechanically or functionally with this razor. Just assembling this now, putting on the handle. Handle has a slight bit of pattern or knurling, very, very light knurling with this very typical sort of standard column style for the handle. All right, I don't know exactly. This has a reputation for being maybe a mild shave. Maybe some people find this aggressive. I'll talk about sort of the comfort and efficiency as we actually go through the shave. And I'll talk about how I came to get this razor. It's kind of a fun story. Today's soap, in keeping with the British theme, is going to be a very generous sample of the Taylor Vauban Street TOBS Eton College. This was a sample from the same person who provided me the sample La Vanille, so it's a great pairing. I've not really used these TOBS creams before. The brush for today is the RazoRock Amici. This was a limited edition. This is sort of a remake. I think it was called the Caravello, which was a much beloved Semogue brush style for the handle. This sort of a very classical vase shape. This is, of course, obviously a polymer or resin handle. This is a mixed hair knot. This is badger and boar. This may well be the sort of the scritchiest, densest, most backboniest brush I have. It is not a very comfortable brush, but it is very effective. For example, if you have a hard soap and you really want to just dig into that, this does a very, very good job. You can easily give yourself a bit of brush burn with this, though. It is definitely very, very dense, has a lot of backbone, doesn't splay very easily, and the badger is a little bit scritchy. Okay, let my face again. Wow. This is, as always, just over 2 days worth of growth. I have been loading this with a damp but not wet brush. I've been loading pretty heavily, and it's easily lasted the week. I wasn't quite sure how long the sample would last, but it's going to make it past this week, no problem. So once again, Brian, a work colleague, thank you so much for the very generous sample. I really appreciate it. Never really tried these soaps or creams. The scents, there's obviously a range. This has a very kind of classic men's cologne style scent to it. Obviously, no one's going to argue with the performance of TOBS, although I have to say, really, in the scheme of things, some of these more traditional shaving soaps or creams are being outdone by many of the artisans, but that's because, of course, they're not having to produce on the same kind of large-scale commercial volume. Cost of product, cost of ingredients, manufacturing, and so on. All right. Loads very easily. I'm going to load a little bit heavy. Plenty to spare. All right. I'm just reusing, by the way, for that sample. That was an old Sudsy Soapery tin. In that regard, I have to say I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I tend not to throw those things away because they always seem to come in handy later. So I'm just adding a little bit of water to the brush. Starting off good and wet. As you can see, the brush does splay, but there is definitely a fair amount of friction on the skin when you do that. The scent on this is just a very kind of classic, I think the word people might use is a posh British cologne scent. Certainly very easy to lather. I would definitely recommend not going too light. I've had just one instance during the week where just underloaded and soap still performed, but definitely more soap in this case, or more cream, made a big difference. All right, I'm going to add some water. Just a touch. Yeah, if you take a careful look, you can see how much lather is being created and just forced down. Just put that on top. This is a brush that if you had, for example, if you were only shaving once or twice a week and had a dense beard growth, and you really wanted to work the soap into your beard, and you're not prone to brush burn, I think this kind of knot would make a lot of sense. Okay. That lather looks pretty good and wet. All right, so 1939 or later English flat bottom tech. So I was interested in trying a tech. People had recommended them a couple times, and I thought I would go out and try to find one. But however, I have a friend locally who is a big fan of these vintage razors and has been collecting them for quite some time and collecting a very wide variety as part of a sort of a research and a write-up project. And he offered to put together sort of a curated collection of razors. So he was able to provide sort of a really nice, just sort of done collection. I didn't have to spend any time really worrying about searching them out or going through eBay or trying to figure out sellers to trust or anything like that. He did a really excellent job there. A very kind gesture. I really appreciate it. This is not the oldest razor in that collection. I was actually going to try to shave with them sort of chronologically. But this is the first one he put on the table, so I thought I'll shave with this one first. This razor does not feel aggressive to me at all. It feels comfortable. Very easy to find the angle, efficient. I have shaved with a Rapira Platinum Plus, and this is the Gillette, the Silver Blue. The Gillette is a much better fit for me. Coincidence? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if these are supposed to be or reputed to be an aggressive or difficult or rough shave. This feels very comfortable on the face. Shaving cream is slick. As you can see, no loss of lather, hasn't fallen apart at all. Really nice, dense, slick cream. Oop, there's a bunch falling. Well, too late. Good combination too, by the way, this cream and this razor. I think there is, I'm trying to remember how many other razors are in there. I think I bought 11 total. Some full sets, some full razors. There's 2 heads in there, which I think is the new a new short comb and a long comb version. There's some Canadian techs. Just a really nice range of things. Just a really nice way to go. To sort of have somebody who really knows what he's doing give you a ready-made collection to start with. I really appreciate that. There's a big light handle in there. There's one still in the original case. So I'll be using all those razors over the weeks and months to come. Across the grain pass, same thing, easy, comfortable, no tugging. Scent on the soap is, it's definitely a kind of a very recognizable cologne style scent. It's good. I mean, I like it, but I like it. I don't love it. It's sort of a, I don't know, like a one note kind of scent. Yeah, razor feels well balanced in the hand, easy to use. I don't have any sense of like overly exposed blade or blade chatter. Very easy to maneuver on the face. A really pleasant shave, actually. I definitely understand after a week of using it why people are so eager to hold on to these. As for the soap, I definitely understand why people like this as well. This cream works very well. I don't know where it stands in terms of value because I didn't actually purchase a full tub of it, but I would imagine based on how slowly that sample is going, that a full-size tub would last you quite a while. And if you like the scent, well, then obviously this is a good choice for you. And there's a reason they've been in business for as long as they have. We used to have quite an interesting sort of an argument that would flare up again and again on the boards of the Facebook groups in days past about just having to remind people that there was a point when Taylor of Old Bond Street was Taylor of New Bond Street, as it were. At some point, they too had a new product on the market, an unproven artisan, as it were. They didn't start off with a hallowed tradition of performance and reliability. And it makes you wonder which artisans of today may be the TOBS of tomorrow. And then you get to be that crotchety old guy. I was there when those whippersnappers started. I may have to do a very minor touch-up pass under my chin. We'll see. Yeah, slickness on the soap is really very good. I don't really like doing that under my nose, but I do try on occasion. All right, very easy to catch myself. Right there, that skin is very sensitive and very thin, easy, very prone to nicks. Always feels irritated when I do it, but try it every now and then. Yeah, a little more under the chin here. There we go. Let's see how we do. Yeah, just very prone to nicks right there. All right, just a little bit of a quick cleanup pass. Yeah, as you can see, a little tiny weeper there. All right, let's rinse off. Now, here is where I have a bit of a problem with the soap, in the sense that it is slick, and I find a little hard to rinse off. You know, that sort of goes to the, the residual slickness, which is great if you tend to shave with no lather on your face, but when you're just trying to rinse it, you know what? Be nice if it rinsed a little cleaner, but that's kind of a really nitpicky nitpick. All right, towel off. Now. Ooh, done. That was very, well, feels like a quick and easy shave. Let's go ahead and close that off with an aftershave that at least has a British word in the, in the bender name, Barrister and Mann. All right, shake it up. This is the Reserve Cool. Every time I use this, I'm always surprised by two things. One, how intensely blue this is, and two, how mentholated it is. First few times I used it, I thought, it's lightly mentholated, but a little more than that. There we go. Oh, that's good. Whew. I don't know, I don't use a lot of mentholated products, so for me this feels mentholated, heavily mentholated, but it's really not. Very nice and cooling, and scent is, well, scent's wonderful. Done. Yep. Yeah, I don't like that a little bit there, but what you're gonna do, and that's really why I tend not to do that. That skin there is just, does not like the against the grain pass, but every now and then you gotta go for it. All right, let's recap for today. Let's go over all the products. Today was the 1939 or later English flat bottom tech 3-piece razor. Yes, this looks a little bit rough in terms of the finish and the plating. There's a little bit of sort of wear and tear on the handle, but that's 100% to be expected given the age. Lord only knows what's happened to this razor over those years, who used it or where. Definitely obviously seen its fair share of use. A very nice, easy, comfortable, and for me, mild shave. Not super efficient. I have had a couple times had to do a bit of a cleanup pass on my chin and just this bottom part. But that's not too bad. And since there's very little risk of irritation, that extra third plus or fourth pass, not really a problem. Very impressed with this razor so far. I'm looking forward to shaving with a host of them. There's a bunch more techs coming, and then a few of the other vintage Gillette types. Let's do the brush. This is the RazoRock Amici. This was number 75 out of 100. This was a limited edition. Mixed badger and boar hair knot. Stiff, springy, lots of backbone. Pretty scrubby in the scheme of things. If you have sensitive skin or are prone to razor burn, that would not be the style of knot I would recommend for you at all. This will be hard to see because it's still full of lather. This was a sample of Taylor of Bond Street, Eton College. A nice, light, distinct kind of classic cologne style scent. And all of that followed by the Barrister and Mann Reserve Cool. Just love the style of the bottle, the design of the labels, all this, just a great package overall. And the aftershave is fantastic. There are some more coming. I think there's only 3 out now. There are 2 more coming, I believe. One of which is the Fern. And I'm really looking forward to that one. Well, I think that's it. We're done. Not too bad, actually. Really nice shave, other than that one under the nose spot there. Fantastic. Nice, easy Sunday shave. Get ready for the work week. Shave again tomorrow morning, though. No skipping. I just want to say, well, of course, as always, thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have comments or questions or feedback, please, of course, as always, leave that against the video. I try to get back to those comments and questions as quickly as I can. And until next time, thank you and goodbye.